Happy Saturday, folks. Today is a good day. I have no wife and no daughter. Just today. Just today. I'm not wifeless and daughterless. I actually kind of miss them. They're gone. But I have time to screw around and play and do things like this, which I think is getting close to the final installment of basic editing, which I think will kind of take us to the end of our basic novice kind of stuff. There may be some stuff that gets trickled in later, but I think we're going to be moving on to intermediate stuff fairly soon. So today we're going to cover yanking, pasting or putting, joining of lines, and visual marking, okay, visual highlighting or visual mode, okay? So why don't we get into it? One thing that I need to cover before we go anywhere else is something that I'm probably inevitably going to run into in this little episode, and that's virtual edit. If we look on for virtual edit, and this is a feature of Vim that it has to be compiled with, the virtual edit lets you do things that are normally weird to do. And one of them is, or what it is that you can walk into invalid spaces. This, where my cursor is going right now, is not valid stuff. Okay? It's if you look here, on my status line right here, that little section there tells me the hex code and the decimal code of the thing I'm running on. So 115, hex code 73 is an S, right? If it's a 0, I'm not actually on any text. There's nothing there. It's literally nothing there. And if you don't have virtual edit set, then you can't do that. You won't be able to do that. Okay, so when you see me walk into virtual areas, you're gonna try it at home, and it's not gonna work, and you're gonna get all upset. Well, know that I have virtual edit set to all. All right. I've had it set to all for years and years. I've never changed it. It works great for me. So do what you want with it, but that's going to possibly cause you pain if you don't know about it. Okay? So we're going to yank. We're going to put. Yank is the equivalent of copy. What normally you would do is you would come in and you would say, okay, well, I want to mark this, and I want to hit Control-C, which I can't on this machine. That won't make any sense, but I would do all of this horrible mouse crap and whatever, or I would hit Shift and the arrow keys, right, which obviously I have it set up to do other things, but the point is you would have some horribly stupid way of doing this in almost any other editor on the planet. Almost. Emacs, as I recall, is really quite good at this stuff. I'm not an Emacs hater. I love the Vim Emacs wars because they're both so friggin' great editors. It's just insane to hear anyone saying, oh yeah, Emacs, great operating system, is just lacking a good editor. Oh, come on, it's a fantastic editor. If you want to make fun of an editor, go make fun of Eclipse or Visual Studio or Notepad or Pico or something. Holy crap. All right, so yanking. I want to yank this line. Double Y does that. Now, we're going to see why it would be a double Y in a minute. But I can now yank that line. It's now in the yank buffer. I can now paste it, just like that. A shortcut for yanking the whole line is Shift Y. I can now paste this one. Okay. To put it, you can see that I'm hitting P. That pastes after the cursor. And when you've got a whole line that you've got yanked, it's basically putting it on the line down. If you hit Shift P, it's putting it above, right? So it's before the cursor. And if we do this now with just a word, and I can show you this because we know how to move around words, right? Capital W, the little w, the E, whatever. I can now say go to the O and override, and I can yank that word. YW is yank word. And I can now put it. So let's put it before the highlighting. That would be a Shift P is before the cursor, and I can put it before. Isn't that sexy? Okay. I like that. I can put it after with just a regular old P, a little lowercase p. So now we know how to yank words. We know how to yank lines. We know how to put before the cursor. We know how to put after the cursor. We're motoring along here. I want to show you another kind of thing here. Let's say I want to, what's something small in here? I want to do something like, I want to join up these things here. I want to join these three lines. Okay? So I'm going to say capital J is join. That joins a line. J joins a line with the line below it. And if I want to now say just join these two, I can do that. Notice how it puts a space in there, that space right there. If you didn't want to do that, then you do a GJ. This is a two-letter command. We've seen lots of those at this point. Okay, I'm showing you that because it just it doesn't really fit in anywhere, but it's incredibly useful, especially when you put it together with what I'm about to show you, which is what we're going to end off today with, which is visual highlighting. I showed you that earlier with the mouse. I have it configured so that basically, and I think stock Vim configuration is to do this, but when you do this with the mouse, you drag, it highlights. How lovely is that? It's not. It's terrible. Don't use the mouse. What I want you all to do is take your mouse, and if there's someone you don't like nearby, I'd like you to take your mouse, unplug it from your machine, take it, and beat the person with it. No, don't beat the person with it, but, beat it against a wall or something like that. Throw it away! It's terrible! Okay, you can't surf the web with it very easily, especially if you're not using Vimperator in Firefox. Okay, don't detach it, but it's awful for editing text. We don't use it. If I want to highlight, there's three ways I can highlight. One is what I don't remember what they're called, sorry, but there's the sort of character-wise highlighting, and I'm doing a very painful L-based highlighting here, and H, and J, and whatever. I could be doing all kinds of different things, as we know. I could even use a search. I could say, something like this. I could jump forward like that. All your motion commands work with that, but it's more of a character-based kind of thing. Okay? If I want to do by line, I hit Shift-V, capital V, and that gets me doing it by line. Now I can move in this line all I want to. It's not changing the highlights. That's what a Shift-V does for you. And I can, of course, yank these things. I can yank all this stuff, and I can put it. Right there, you go. It's somewhat dull, but it's an easy way to sort of see what you're doing. But I can also do this. I can join these with Shift-J. See that? Neat, huh? That's kind of cool. It's kind of nice because a lot of times you can do everything in Vim without visual highlighting, but it's kind of nice because you don't always know how to count how many lines you want to do, or you can't figure out quickly enough what command you would give to do exactly what you want. So highlighting is just a nice way to do that. Right? I mean, I could say I want to do, or 6Y, sorry, you just needed one Y there, to yank these 6 lines. I could do that, right? But if I can't count for some strange reason, right, then I can do, this, and I can say, yeah, that's what I want. I want to yank all those, and that does it, right? Once again, that's there. So that's line-wise and character-wise. Block-wise is the last way to do this, and it is phenomenal. I can block this, like so. I can hit X to delete that column that I just put in there, right? I can do the same thing here, right, and delete that, and I say, oops, I'm missing a line. Okay, well, maybe I want to do that. And they say, no, you know what? I want to put silent back in there, but I want to type it again for some strange reason. Here's something a lot of people don't know. You would not believe. You're going to start doing this. You're going to be like, okay, I want to do this. I'll put a space in there. No, take that out. Or I know you could have undone that, but you want to do this. And it says, okay, no, wait, okay, no, put a silent in there. And okay, well, I really like an extra space in there. You see how you're marking the same thing over and over and over again? It's obnoxious. GV. Remember that. GV is incredibly important because you're going to find yourself marking the same thing over and over and over again, especially when you're doing block highlighting. Because you're going to insert, you're going to play around. It's a very experimental kind of highlighting. You play a lot. and you're going to find yourself marking the same thing over and over again. So remember that, okay? You see that, actually, as well? That's another thing. When I do dot, it will happily do for me the blockwise repeat operation, because all of that's one operation, okay? So I want to now say, okay, well, I want to put silent in here. And did you see what I did? I am such a bonehead. I could have just done GV. See, even, it's hard sometimes to remember that you can do that. I can come up here now and I can just repeat that command. Okay? So that is all there is for today. We've got yanking by line. We've got yanking by word. Yeah, it was yank E, yank W, right? We can put before, right? We can do that. We can yank shortcut whole line like so. Okay. We've got the puts that we've discussed, the put before, the put after. We actually did the join with the capital J. We've done character-wise kind of visual highlighting. We've done line-wise highlighting. We've done the all-important block-wise highlighting with any operation we want to do on that. We've even remembered the GV, which allows us to recall what it is that we did in highlighting mode. That's it. These are the powerful things that you can do in Vim. Again, we are going to cover some more on the next one, which is even sort of the next level. Again, which I think will probably be the end of our novice stuff. Once you've gone through that and you've mastered all this stuff, personally, I'd consider you quite past the novice stage. So, not that my grading scheme really means much to anybody, but that's just what I'm telling you. Alright? That's it. Y, P, J, V, CV, GV. Read up on them. They rock. Enjoy.